This show is sponsored by Singles Sealed Memorabilia. Find them on Instagram at Singles Sealed Memorabilia and on eBay at Singles and Sealed. Turning their collecting hobby and passion into a shop dream, bringing a variation of wrestling cards to collectors all around the world. They make their own mystery bundles and bring unusual cards to the graded scene. They have 100% positive eBay customer feedback with over 3,000 sales. We do thank Single Sealed Memorabilia for the continued support of the Squared Circle Relics podcast.
And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics podcast.
Hello, welcome along to episode 45 of the Squared Circle Relics podcast. I know which episode number it's this week. No confusion around what episode number it is. And we are all here to talk about wrestling cards for the next couple of weeks. Chris, Lloydy, how are you boys doing? Chris, welcome back into the fold.
Thank you. Good to be back. I was going to tell you to play my music like Dave always
did.
Yeah. I'll have Eric Bischoff's I'm Back.
I'm back. Better than ever.
I'm back. And I'm better than ever. So we've got lots to talk through this week. We're going to be going through all our usual bits and pieces, and we've got plenty of card news, and also going to give you a little bit of a teaser about some other bits and pieces as well. So we're going to start off as we always do. What have you boys been watching? Have you been doing anything exciting? Anything going down? Anyone seen Revolution? Let's start with EW Revolution. Have you seen any of it?
No, before we talk about that shit, I want to talk about EastEnders.
What's going on about EastEnders? I had no idea what you were about.
What the fuck? Seriously.
It wasn't even filmed there, though.
I know. Like, so
is it?
I think we have to go back to the base of this. So, for those who don't know, EastEnders is a soap opera, like wrestling without leotards. But yeah, I mean, it's been a soap opera in the UK since 1985.
Yeah,
I remember watching the first episode. How weird is that? That shows my age.
I was going to show you your age.
Yeah. I remember watching the first episode with my mum. And so it's a soap opera about the East End of London. East End. Yes. So it's all right, mate. A lot of that. Anyway, they
put a Will Ospreay.
Yeah. One of the known characters in it, called Bianca Reggie. She moved years ago to Milton Keynes, and they depicted Milton Keynes last night. And it was depicted as a right shithole. So Milton Keynes have woken up today, and we're violently disappointed with the BBC. There's not a lot of love for the BBC right now, and it wasn't even filmed in Milton Keynes. They filmed it in Barnet, which is nowhere near Milton Keynes. So I'd like to start off the show by saying fuck you, BBC, from all of Milton Keynes. Fuck the BBC.
The thing is, though, if they got to Barnet, they're not that far away from getting up to Milton Keynes. Yeah. You know, you might as well just do it in Milton Keynes.
I have no idea why they did it.
Jesus.
The thing is, like, it does impact, like, it impacts, obviously, the image of the city, but housing prices as well. People are looking at now going, I don't want to live in fucking Milton Keynes. Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, we're very unhappy as a city. So yes, can't believe it. Sorry, let's get back to the wrestling. Let's get back to wrestling.
Why is Bianca back in there then? Why is she?
I stopped watching it 20 years ago. I don't fucking know. I should go and ask my mother. She will gladly walk you through why. She has been an avid watcher of EastEnders for the good and the bad of it since day one. So say a lot about my mum, but she's loyal when it comes to her TV watching. She still watches Casualty every week, every Saturday night, always watches EastEnders. Loyal. Amazing.
Let's talk about classic TV. Have you been watching Gladiators? No, we've not had a chance to talk about Gladiators with you, Chris, either, have we?
You guys spoke about it a little bit last week.
And we spoke a lot about it last week.
We did.
Yeah.
great shout on the presenters, Dave. Rylan would be great, and his mum.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've not watched it as I've watched bits and pieces. I'm not as big a fan, but it's still cool. It's still, it is what it is. It's just I need the fash back, I think.
I read the fash needs to be here at some point.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to bash shitties because obviously fuck the BBC, but I learned at a very early age that Liverpool is not a nice place, as my dad called it a shithole, because of gladiators. Shout out to Liverpool. I like Liverpool. I've gotten very well in Liverpool. I've always loved Liverpool. But do you remember one of the big people that won gladiators was a lady called Eunice Hut, and before your time. Very short hair, but she went on from gladiators and did really well for herself as like a stunt woman in Hollywood. She did a lot. I think she's even a godchild to one of Brad and what's her name? Tomb Raider girl, Angelina Jolie. She's a godparent to one of their kids actually, which is strange. Yeah. I think she did like Tomb Raider stuff and bits and pieces like that, and yeah, so she's quite famous for doing that. And I'm going to appeal to Sam now. Sam, do a autograph card for icons for Eunice Hut. But I'd love that. I think it'd be great. But no, but the reason I said Liverpool's a shithole from that was because she won a Jeep at the end of Gladiators. I think it was like a Champions one or something.
Right.
And like, I just remember her jumping on top of it and like, wow, I won a Jeep. And I think she won it on the normal series and then came back for like the Champions one. And they said, oh, what did you do with the Jeep? And she said, I had to sell it. I couldn't get insured. And I looked at my dad and I was like, why couldn't she get insured? And he just looked at me and said, Merseyside, it's your shithole. So there you go. You learn stuff from gladiators, apparently.
When I was a kid, I used to go up to like Liverpool on holidays and stuff. He's got like the Beatles Museum and all that sort of thing. And I once
That's so good. That's so good. And the people around there are lovely. They really are.
It's really nice. And I've around the Outdocks and stuff. Obviously, they've done a lot of stuff now. But I lost my wallet once in Liverpool. And it actually got posted back to me, and all that was taken out of it was the cost of the stamp. Everything else was intact. All the rest of my holiday spending money was in there. All my little 16 plus ID was all in there, and I couldn't believe it.
That's nice.
But there you go.
There you go.
Nice.
I've always had
that was probably a tourist or something.
Yeah, probably.
No, honestly, big shout out to Liverpool. I love Liverpool. I do. I spent my 18th birthday in Liverpool, and I got treated so well. I've been over there for like holidays for wrestling, for boxing, and I've always felt like really, really, really made up over there. They're really good.
So you got big love for Liverpool,
big love for Liverpool.
Barnet.
No, well, the BBC, fuck off, BBC. Sorry, Margaret. Yeah.
But yeah, no, in regards to wrestling then, watching wise, have you guys seen clips from Revolution? Do you know what's gone on with Revolution? Have you seen anything else WWE wise or anything like that? What have you been watching?
Nothing WWE, but I didn't watch Revolution, but I feel like I have with the amount of clips that I've seen, to be honest. One thing to say, more so at the start of all of this, before we talk about the wrestling side of it, I don't know where they were, stadium-wise. Which stadium were they in?
What, AEW?
Yeah.
Greensboro Coliseum.
There you
so
go.
Like the famous NWA, WCW.
That's it. I couldn't think of it. Thank you, Jamie. But that looked amazing. I think that looked really...
And packed.
Since All In, I think it's been noticeably on its arse, to be honest. But it looked... I know everyone showed up for Sting, right? But it was... It felt like a big event, Yeah. So good on them for doing that.
Yeah, well, Chris, have you seen the usual clips? Have you seen anything else of Revolution?
Yeah, no, I haven't even seen the usual clips. I went to do it today and I got distracted. I've seen like a few match results and things like that. and I kind of saw. So I was less than happy with what I saw. So I was like, fuck this, I'm not watching this.
I'm done.
Yeah, basically. I've been keeping more up to date with WWE with the lead up to like WrestleMania and stuff, and the Chamber, which I think you guys recorded the episode just before the Chamber last time, didn't you? Yeah. So yeah, had Chamber since then. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't actually sit down and watch Chamber. Again, with WWE, I've kind of seen the clips and all the Rock viral stuff. I've kind of kept up to date. So when I watched Mania, I
it was just
know
predictable.
What's going on.
The results were predictable. We basically told you the results. We told you the results in the last show before the actual event happened. So is what it is.
I think to a T as well.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Yeah,
but no, still cool.
But Revolution, I mean, I was shocked that Sting retained and Darby retained.
Because what are they doing now? They're just going to have to vacate them and do a tournament, or
I think Tony said he's going to announce something tonight to be a tournament or something. I guess, yeah. Tony loves a tournament.
Yeah,
I do think it was weird that was what he wanted to go out with against the Bucks in a tag team match. Personally, I mean, like when they did the press conferences afterwards, like Ospreay is a great wrestler. He's very fun. He's very entertaining to watch, but he's not a smart man. He even admits that himself. The Forrest Gump of wrestling. But he basically said, obviously, that I'd love to fight him, Sting. And I'm like, he's just retired, mate.
That ain't going to happen. Yeah.
He's done, mate, yeah.
But can you imagine if it was Ospreay Sting on his last match? And that the torch being handed over to Ospreay. That would have been so much. Like, I know, like, Sting would have been so limited against Ospreay, right? I know that.
Would have been brutal to watch.
But it would have been brutal. But wouldn't it have been great?
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a great
good
handover of the torch, basically. Sting get a few lumps in, but obviously Ospreay goes over, and it gives him the initial bump to be the top guy, and Ospreay will be the top guy. It's the lead up to All In now, right? So
Ospreay countering the Scorpion Death drop into a standing 630 splash for the finish.
Well, when I saw that, I just thought I know, like, his match against Takeshita was it was really good, right? Like, everyone loved it, and potentially match of the night, right? But I just wish that they did something a bit different, maybe for Sting's last match. But it is what it is.
I would have loved to have seen Darby Allin turn on Sting and like become like one of the Bucks henchmen, so have like all these AEW originals and a little heel faction. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've only seen the main event. I kind of wanted to see Sting's main event as quick as I could, and then I'll catch up with everything else as I go. So I've not seen the rest of the card, but I mean, I know the results, but that never really deters me from just watching the event still when I can, you know.
And there weren't that many shocks in the results, really, to be honest. It was all quite, I mean, Eddie Kingston shake my hand match against Bryan Danielson, fucking hell. Scraping the barrel. But yeah, it's to be honest,
the match that got cancelled, the meat Madness or
Meat Madness,
Wardlow versus
Hobbs.
Yeah, Hobbs and
Lance Archer.
But Wardlow won.
But the thing is, though, all those guys were in the match. They're all in that scramble together. So I have no idea what these alleged injuries were supposed to be. But very bizarre.
That's the one match I really haven't seen clips about, to be honest. But no, it's to be honest, it looked like a great show. It looked very entertaining. I feel sorry for the front row that got glass in their eyes.
Glass relic.
Yeah, glass relic in the eye relic. So it looked like a very entertaining show, and I think that's what AEW has been missing since All In, to be honest. So good on them.
Yeah, I mean, we should have a good run of a couple of Dynamites now. We've got Whatever Happens Tonight. We've got Big Boss Business next weekend, or next Wednesday, and then on the road from there already. So we'll see what happens.
It needs Adam Cole back in properly. It needs MJF. It needs MJF back in. I'm calling it now. MJF versus Adam Cole 2 at All In. Potentially not for the title. I don't think it will be the main event. I think it will be Ospreay against whoever the champion is for the title. But I do think we'll see MJF versus Adam Cole 2 as like revenge match kind of thing. I think that will definitely happen at All In. Yeah.
I think we can already start seeing things shape up for All In as well. You know, I think we're gonna. If Swerve hasn't got the belt on him by that point, you can see Swerve. Okay, maybe Swerve Ospreay or something in the main event. You know.
What's wrong with Edge?
I don't know.
He didn't show up, did he?
No, he
wasn't
didn't.
in. I don't know. I didn't see what was wrong with him or hear.
It's just edged.
He's just edged.
Not right.
It's been edged
just
out.
edged
out.
But have you boys been seeing anything else, or is that pretty much all your wrestling side of things?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm too busy watching breaks. So many breaks going on that I don't get a chance to watch actual wrestling. I just watch wrestling cards.
Breaks and EastEnders.
Breaks and gladiators.
Breaks, gladiators and EastEnders. That's yeah. To be honest, I haven't been watching that many breaks, but I haven't been watching that much wrestling either. I've tried to watch the last couple of Dynamites actually, and I've enjoyed them. It's just, it's
one at a time.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So let's move on to a little bit of card news. So match day moments for Revolution. We normally get previews of these sort of on the Tuesday, obviously from there. Now I haven't seen anything as of this morning for actual match day moments. Unless anything's changed, but I've not seen anything this evening. And put it back on. This is Wednesday, so we'll see what happens. But we have had the announcement of a special limited edition Sting E-Pack card, which is going on sale from this evening, so Wednesday night. You just get the single card of Sting, and I don't really actually even think there's any variety on it. You've just got the single image of Sting doing the Stinger Splash to, I think it's Nick Jackson looking at the back of his head. But that's a single card, and it doesn't actually say there's any parallels with this either. It's just the single card that you can buy now until the 13th of March. I mean, guys, are you going to pick this up, or are you not that fussed? Would you like to see a different image, or are you going to wait and see if there's any match day moments?
I'd definitely get a couple, because the resell on them is normally like with special cards that they do. Oh, my voice went a bit better. My balls dropped. They normally on ComC for special one-off cards, you can normally resell them. So I might get 2 or 3 and keep one and sell the couple when it's time.
Yeah, I think I'll probably do the same. It's a lackluster image, though, isn't it? It's
yeah.
I would have liked to have seen like something from his entrance or the win or something. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that we would have either the image of like him and his lads on the stage and like the eras of Sting would have been a really nice image with all the floodlights around him.
There you go.
Or anything like that. I think there was quite a few good moments within the match that you could have done that with. I mean, I'm glad there isn't a Darby Allin. Maybe the Darby Allin coming off the ladder might be just a normal image card. But yeah, again, I didn't realise as well that this makes him a career perfect of 30 wins and no losses in AEW as well. So this kind of marks that as well. So, but yeah, I think I'll probably pick up a few packs. I don't know how much it's going to be, but these are normally something like $5.99 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they go on sale on Wednesday night. So do check that out before they finish next week. And again, we've got no update on match day moments. But with that in mind, anything prediction-wise you think will be the silvers and golds for match day moments if they crop up? What do you expect that it may be?
Probably the gold will be like MJF at home, sitting on his couch. With
watching Iron Claw.
Counting his money.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what is going to be. Obviously, they'll probably have Samoa Joe as the silver. Because they're never going to fucking give him a gold.
Maybe they'll do Sting as the gold.
I think they'll do Sting as a gold.
Yeah, I think there'll be a Sting as a gold too.
Yeah, I want this run of Samoa Joe never getting a gold. I think it'd be hilarious. Just keep giving him silvers all the time.
Yeah, I think maybe the gold might be Darby and Sting holding the belts up with all the confetti or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, silver's going to be Samoa Joe or Tony Storm again, because Tony Storm likes a silver, doesn't she? So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I think we should have some news this week, but yeah, nothing at the moment on those things. Any other AEW news? So we still have no dates on Flagship 2024. And I don't think we've got anything else in the pipeline AEW-wise. Although I did have a quick snout. Is there any date on Metal, though?
That's TBD as well, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got no Upper Deck. There's nothing at all on that side of things.
They did do the virtual cards, didn't they, for Upper Deck,
yes.
which were like pre-Revolution.
The Freeview digital.
Freeview one, that you can't redeem, basically. But I didn't really, to be honest, I don't really bother with those anymore. They were a nice gimmick at the start, and they're really good images, but they're pointless cards. You can't trade them, really. Nobody wants really. They're pretty useless, to be honest. So
I guess for me, the novelty's probably worn off them a bit more now. Now we know that the guy who's designing those originally now works for physical cards.
Well, we don't 100% know that, but yeah, it's very telling. It's very telling.
So yeah, I think my interest, and they don't advertise them either, do they? They kind of just appear and then they've gone, really.
We're still waiting for Metal to be released on. They still say coming soon.
Yeah, because they sent out another newsletter this week, and it said on there again.
But that's
I went to go and buy some and
year.
was like, "Wait, what? It's not there yet." Fuck's sake.
So that's last year's Metal.
Yeah,
which was. Is it still the year before?
2022. Yeah,
it's 2022 Metal released last year, coming out on EPAC in 2024. Fucking hell. Halfway through 2024, probably. So, yeah, well done, them.
Get your Hangman Page title belt shots.
He's still proud of that. He's still proud. He still loves that. He's still
Hangman Page. Every belt picture is him with the belt. So, yeah, going on to Leaf Metal Legends. So, that has now landed. I would say this is a little bit later than we expected, but I'm trying to figure out what the actual date would have originally been. Were we thinking it was last week in February, or was it going to be a little bit earlier? Because I had this weird feeling it was earlier in the month.
It was around the right time, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought it was the beginning of March.
I thought wasn't it originally supposed to be January, and then they pushed it out, and then they did push it out to March. But they hit it early in February, so it was. Jamie, you're right. It's been all over the place, but
not massively.
Not massively.
Yeah.
No.
So people were getting it on breaks a couple of days early. So we had some really early releases on Whatnot, and we started seeing hits appearing very, very quickly. We had one of the big quads. The 1-of-1 quad was released on release day. So that started surfacing then, and we've also seen lots of big hits pulled. Now, this is
the vinyls. That's the thing. So the vinyl rock,
it's the gold vinyls, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's the gold vinyl rock and the gold vinyl quad got hit even before official release day.
Release day is. Yeah,
Trav was fucking fuming. He was like, "I'm never gonna buy from Leaf ever again," and I could see his point from it.
Yeah.
100%.
If you're gonna take out the main hits even before the actual product's released, what is the hits that you want in your, you know what I mean? It completely devalues the product. Well, it devalues the product because you've got a very slim chance of hitting those cards. But if you've taken it out even before you've bought your box, it's well, that's great,
exactly.
Isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I mean. No, I say, well, we did chat last time, didn't we, about how with the prices as they were and the price of them skyrocketing up to over $600 a box. We did wonder how they were going to be done within breaks and how that would actually be done in a break. Now, I haven't seen any of these Leaf in Whatnot, so I've kind of not got into them just for. Have you guys gone in to see how they're
Leaf
actually been arranged? I think so.
Leaf in the Whatnots. So the majority's been done via hit drafts.
Okay.
So you buy a spot for X amount of money, so $65, $70, whatever it is. And then you've got 7 cards in the box. One of them is an auto, one of them is generally a 1/1, or you know what I mean. You either hit the autograph, which is a 1/1, or one of the base cards is a 1/1, or around that. I mean, there's some to 2s and to 3s and stuff like that. So you're normally guaranteed an autograph and a hit, really, and everything else is to 10. So if you do a hit draft, you've got basically a 1 in either 7 or 6 chance of hitting an okay card, right? And the rest is, I wouldn't say dross, but you might be losing money. So that's generally the way they've done it. I've seen some other stuff. I know BC Breaks. I saw that they were doing like it's 1 to 7. I think it was less, like 1 to 6, and you basically get randomized someone because there's only like 6 main people, right? You basically get randomized a person, which I think is a good idea. And they would obviously spin like the duals and the triples and whatever and the quads. I think it's a good idea, but it's just so risky. You know, it'd be interesting because we've got I believe Card Tricks has got one this weekend potentially. I haven't caught up with Chris about it, and I don't know how he's going to address this when he does it. So it'll be interesting to see.
I think as well, there is a lot of interest in it. I think people, so some massive hits have come, but I think people are still bought into it enough that there are still some nice cards. People are liking the mythical creature cards. And there's still some cool shit out there. Obviously, there's not as many monsters, but again, there's some really nice cards still out there to get. It will be interesting to see where that price point is in, say, a month's time, and see what a box is in the usual places, and if that comes down a little bit. But even on the secondary market, like these cards, even the base and stuff is attracting really high prices, isn't it? Still,
it'd be interesting to see where we are comparative prices in a year's time, because we know that Leaf always drops off. But I say all of these are 10 or lower. You've got, like Dwayne, Hogan, Cena, MJF, Ric Flair, and Austin. Those guys, especially on their autos, don't decrease value much with their stuff. I'd be gutted, to be honest, if I open a box of it. I'd be gutted if I got a Flair auto, to be honest. I love Flair, don't get me wrong, but and a Cena auto either as well. I'd be like, oh, fuck's sakes. But
right, my little pool of a Flair auto at $50 still in the game. I'm still looking to order
Jamie, I saw one for 78 the other day, so it's getting close.
It'd be interesting to see what happens in a year's time. I do think a lot of it will come down, but I think there was just so much. There's so many numbered numbered cards. It's just unreal. Like Chris and I were talking before you joined today, Jamie, for the show, and we were just looking at the number of different versions, especially just on the base, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And like there's multiple to 10s, there's multiple to 8s, there's multiple to 6. Like it just keeps going on and on. I think they look stunning though. Like I do think they've done a great job with the cards generally. Images are okay. They're
leafy.
They're very leafy. Very leafy. They've taken a lot of images.
Though, don't you?
I know. They've taken a lot of images from WWE, as you can see with a lot of it. But obviously not the best images potentially from WWE. I like the fact that you've got old images of Hogan, you've got some old images of Flair in there, but we've seen a lot of those images in previous incarnations of Leaf. You can't get around that. So they've just kind of reused a lot of them, which I think actually hurts the values of the cards quite a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, because you can't tell what year it's from, because like I'm looking at a Ric Flair one now, and I was watching this exact same card. Like the picture is the exact same from a couple of years ago. Which
is real tough, to be honest. But I mean, what do we think? I mean, the big talking point has been the mythical cards.
Everyone loves them.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen a lot of hate for them, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's just a few, and I've seen these like mythical ones in other sets, like Multisport and NBA and stuff, and it just doesn't work for WWE, a lot of it. And it's like the Leprechaun one and the zombie one. I don't know.
I hate the zombie one. I think
it was like MJF and a zombie. It just, I'm not sure on that.
P-Bear Paul with the flare and the Yeti one. And he was doing his pieces. He was loving it.
I think that looked a really nice card.
Kind of goes a bit more though, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's on eBay now as well, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, I love that card. I think that's really good.
I'm not saying all of them. There's just a couple in there that I'm like, oh, I'd be a little bit done in if I got a.
Well, I saw the
zombie.
I saw the Stone Cold Loch Ness, and there's literally a full length picture of Stone Cold, and there's a Loch Ness monster looking the other way, and it just looks like they've had a disagreement. It's so weird. It's so weird.
I liked the Hogan on like the ship with the Kraken sort of thing, because he kind of looks a little bit piratey. He's got a bandana. He's got a cool mustache. kind of went, but
there's some weird ones there.
Definitely.
But I think the worst ones really, other than those, the other inserts, the 1990 inserts. Not a massive fan. Periodical. White Light. I wouldn't say they've been overly inspiring, to be honest. Nothing overly memorable, to be honest, on those.
I quite like the PWI type cards, though, like the magazine cover. I thought they were quite a nice look to them.
I think they look good. The shiny, like they get very shiny as well. But I don't think they're going to be that memorable. I don't think they're going to be that sought after, to be honest. Sadly.
Which is nice, because you want to pick some up.
Yeah.
You want to get a little set going.
Because I like those.
But,
yeah, really nice.
I would like to maybe try and get hold of a Jade Cargill and Shaquille O'Neal dual also at some point. I don't know what the price point will be for that, but be quite a nice card to grab.
Aren't there 101?
I don't know. I don't know what the actual... I thought there was quite a few parallels of them.
A match made in heaven autograph checklist. Okay, so there's many 101s of it, but they're all 101s. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You've got 20 101s.
Oh, there you go. So I've got 21 chance of grabbing one.
A one of 20 at £500 a pop, probably. So
we'll see. I want to see what it looks like, really. You know,
I've seen it. I've seen one pulled. I think they look good. It's a nice looking card. I think other than the big boy, obviously Dwayne. I think that's one of the that and the Sly and Hogan. Very much a chase card in the set, to be honest.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, there are some nice ones in there. A lot of them out of my price range, but I'll see how it goes anyway. So,
did you like the inscription autographs as well? Because I've
seen a Hogan one of them.
Yeah.
What's the Hogan say?
I can't remember what he wrote.
I think it was like Thunderlips, wasn't it?
I've seen a Thunderlips one. I didn't realize that was an inscription as such. Yeah.
Pretty sure
that's
it was.
On the duel, isn't it, with Sly?
No, I think there's a single one as well, which he did an inscription on. Yeah, pretty sure. Anyway,
I have a little bit of difference on them. Anyway,
before we go on with it, I do think this will be. I think this will be known as one of the biggest card releases, even though there's like 6 main people on the list, right? 7. I still think this will go down as one of the biggest card releases of the decade, to be honest.
I mean, for a single card's being sold on the secondary market everything is massive price. Like there's no low
Well,
prices here.
the Hogan Thunderlips, it's just him on his own giving the thumbs up. That's up for £600 at the moment. So yeah,
Mega money for a Hogan card as well.
Yeah.
It's a Hogan card though, you know what I mean? Like normal Hogan cards go for a couple £100. You know what I mean? 100, £200.
Yeah,
It's just because you've got a 101 and an inscription on it.
There's another one, Hulkamania. So he's done a Hulkamania one. But yeah, it's all similar stuff to that.
Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely a premium on them. But we'll see what it is in a month's time, and we'll report back and do a breaking news and see where we are on the market with it already.
Yeah.
In regards to WWE and P news, so Impeccable. So we have got a date for Impeccable that is scheduled for the 29th of March. We've started seeing some people put them on their Instagram and Twitters, mainly people like Sonya Deville, and I think The Miz as well has also put some card images up of him signing his autos. So yeah, we're on schedule. Things will be going quite nice with Panini once again. Are you guys seeing anything else? We haven't got any checklists as of yet, so that will come. But are you guys liking what you're seeing so far? You're not bothered?
Well, I'm not liking what I'm seeing with the price of Impeccable. It's outrageous.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
We said it on the last week's show. It's double the price basically of last year.
Yeah.
And even last year was out of our price range. Let alone this year, it's double the price.
Majorly priced out.
I think really, I doubt they would have addressed the cutting issues that they had last year with thick cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they will still be the same again. I think you'll get a lot of lipped thick cards.
Yeah, you always do.
You always do. And if you're paying $1,000 for that now, like paying $500 is bad enough, but paying $1,000 for lipped cards, terrible.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting when it comes out, but I won't be. I'm not a massive fan of. Because if I was a fan of a big person in the product, like a Roman Reigns or something like that, I'd be all over going in on the breaks for it. To be honest, because
especially with the box price,
and you would hit something as well eventually, you know. But because I mean, every time I seem to go into breaks, I never hit Bron Breakker much anymore anyway, right? And I could spend a lot of money chasing that Bron and never get anything. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm not I think it's great that Panini is still putting out product. That's all I can say. Regardless of the price and the quality, good on them. I'm glad we're getting product.
Yeah, it's nice to at least see new product, and we're out of the drought period, you know. But it seems to be that, you know, Upper Deck are now dried up. Panini are filling the gap, and it's, you know, at least we've got kind stuff that we can at least look at. That's interesting. So yeah, other than Panini product, that's really what we've got coming up shortly. I was asked earlier in the week by someone in the Facebook group whether or not we had any news on any other UK releases and were we going to get any more sticker albums.
Yeah, someone's asked
and I did
me
say the
that
same.
as well.
I think ultimately, like I did say to them that these things come out of nowhere. We get no prep. There's nothing to be made aware of, and they will just surface. But yeah, we haven't heard anything on our side of things. So
even if we had a relationship with Panini, which we don't, we still wouldn't know. They would just do it randomly, and would probably know the same time that you guys would know as well. To be honest, so.
I mean, I've reached out to Panini before and asked them to put me on their kind of like internal mailing list for anything like that, and they said, "Oh yeah, we've done that," but again, there's still hardly anything sent through from them. So, we haven't heard anything UK wise. So, but yeah, watch this space. If we see something in the shops or hear any rumblings, we'll let you know. Really,
I reckon we will get a sticker book.
I do too. I think we'll get one in the summer holidays.
Yeah. Before they bugger off, I think we'll get another sticker book. I don't think we'll get any more cards, but I do think we'll get another sticker book.
They've just released a new NBA sticker book for this year, so you might well be right there.
Yeah,
because I'm not sure they did NBA stickers last year. Yeah, they definitely did them the year before. But yeah.
Nice. Okay.
It's money for nothing at the end of the day, isn't it? Yeah. You know what I mean? Stick a few images on a on a bit of sticky back
paper.
plastic, you're good to go.
Yeah. Make 4 boxes to complete the album for 3 days.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
Spend 300 quid. You get it. Don't worry.
So yeah, and finally on the Panini side of things, so I am going to include it in here because it is cards, and we know Lloydy loves this as well. NFTs for Panini. So we've had the elite
And
side
I've
of things
come.
been out. What's that?
And he's come.
And I've come.
So we've had Elite Don Ross now out for about 3 or 4 weeks, and we've now had the regular challenges coming out now as well. So we've had quite a few. We've had Roman Reigns for the Elite deck, and this week we've also had Cody Rhodes and Becky Lynch Elite deck available for us now. So there's quite a few challenges up for them. We haven't got any idea of any other things, but I would say that if you have got any NFTs, do keep an eye on those challenges as they come up, because you never know that a card that you have may be available, and if you want to sell, you're likely to get a bit more money for it. And if you're not looking for that, just have a look on the gallery and pick up a few cheap cards as you see them, because you just never know what may be needed in a challenge. Lloydy, have you picked up any more NFT bits and pieces? Have you been paying attention to it, or are you done?
I'm not done yet. I still need to get what I need to get, but that's taken a back seat because I've been busy buying and trading other stuff at the minute. But I've still got I don't see these challenges proper set building really. If you're going to get a rainbow, it's really shit, to be honest, because if you want to collect someone and have the rainbow of someone, in order to get these rainbow challenges, you'll need to get loads of other stuff which you don't want to collect in order to get that card, or wait until someone's got that card, then spend out on it on the market basically to get it for a premium price. So I think it's a bit naughty that they do it like that, to be honest, because the chase means
the market, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not a big fan of that, but I mean, what I'm collecting is very minor in consideration, to be honest. So it's all good. Not much more money I'm spending on that at the minute. Be interesting when they do the next release. I think Prism. I don't think they'll do one for Impeccable, potentially, but I think they'll do one for Prism. 100%. I think they'll do one for Prism, and I think those cards will be off the planet, hopefully, with popularity, and I'm all in for that. But we'll wait.
And Chris, we haven't really obviously spoke to you about NFT things. Have you looked at them? Have you bought any? Have you gone in for any packs?
No.
No, that's fine.
No, I am very physical media. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I can't get it physical, I don't really want to know. Imagine Dave's energy when he was talking about Spellbound inserts in Elite last week. That's the same. I feel that same sort of passion for NFTs. Whereas I love Spellbound.
Yeah.
Dave's just jealous that he can't do his name because there's no V in there.
Dade.
Me and Jamie can do our names.
I didn't even know that, to be honest. So okay.
Talking about this, I was actually looking today about getting my name in them, but then I realised I'd have to have 2 people the same, and you think actually I don't want 2 people the same.
I don't. Do you?
Lita, isn't it?
So I think I've got to have Lita. Yes, I've got the A and the I. So I mean, there'll be different images, but Roman? I kind of wanted like.
Oh wait, no, we need that for the end.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, so I'll have Cena, Lita, Roman, Ray for the E, and then I have to have an I, and there's only another Lita.
Yeah. I think I'd have to have 2 Stone Colds for mine for the S and the C. So
that's not too bad. That's
pretty cool. One hit bookends. So yeah.
But yeah, I'll see. The price of those are coming down as well, so yeah, I might get a collection of Spellbound.
I can do Lloydy though. 2 liters. A Roman.
Roman.
For
Ray, yeah.
You'd have to have.
Have I got a D?
Stone Cold. Is it Stone Cold?
Stone Cold, yeah.
Cold. And another Ray.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You get
We'll
a
have to have
coloured Ray and a base one.
I'd have to have 2 liters anyway, right? So
You have to double the litre. Yeah.
double the liter.
But yours would be the same image a litre. That's the trouble with the 2 L's.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Anyway, this is the... You could still do Lloydy.
Still do Lloydy.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to do that. Everyone seems to be trying to do their names, so I might give it a go as well. Cool. I think that's all I've got down for card news. Have you boys got anything else you want to add for card news, or do we go to our regularly scheduled features?
Regularly schedule the features.
Regularly scheduled features.
I mean, actually, before you do, like, there are changes afoot.
Rumours are stirring.
Rumours are stirring. If you know, you know. But obviously, we are changing a tiny bit of the show going forward. We'll give you all the details next week. Next show. It's nothing major. Nobody's leaving the show or anything like that. It's all good. It's just, a bit of news.
You may have heard, but we will confirm next time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anyone's going to be shocked, to be honest, right now. So, okay.
It's all good. It's all positive.
It's positive. It's all good.
So, cool. Okay, we'll move over then to Jamie's Corner.
Jamie's Corner.
Thank you very much. That's my music, that is. That is literally my intro for my bit. So, yeah, nothing really in my corner other than to plug the Instagram. So, back to daily posts. Lots of pictures going up there each day. Try to do a couple of old ones as well to give them a bit of life. So we've been putting up the rear rip relief for Elimination Chamber, and I've put the sting up for Revolution. So there's a few things gone up and different bits and pieces. And we've also put last year's Hall of Fame cards up there as well. So we'll give you more details about this year's Hall of Fame show later on. But if you want a refresher of what we put in the Hall of Fame and the calibre of card we normally put in there, you can have a look at that as well. So find us over at Squared Circle Relics on Insta, and just give us a follow. I can't remember who mentioned it on the episode last time, but we were close to 250 followers. So Alan was our 250th follower. So I just send him a little goodie bag of various cards and things that I know that he collects. So he's quite chuffed with that.
No nipple piercing, though.
What's that? No nipple piercing.
You didn't get his nipple piercing because that was Dave's.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, nothing. We didn't tell him to get anything outlandish.
Okay,
he was just happy with his cards. So I'll tell you about Alan's Square Circle Relics tattoo. So I mean, he can still do it if he fancies it. I'll message him and ask him to see what he says.
Don't do it.
But yeah, nothing further for my corner. So Chris, I want to go straight over to the Nook. We've been itching to the Nook.
It's been a while.
Have you got your Nook card? That's the main thing.
I do have it in front of me.
Yep, I've got mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Had mine for ages.
Because obviously we weren't sure if you had received yours. I was like, well, we hope that this time around you'll have it. So
Dave sent it a while ago. So Dave won the last Nook, which I want to say was just after Christmas.
No.
Was it?
No
I
way.
feel like it was, yeah.
It was a while ago.
Topic was wrestled in the 80s.
Yeah, so
Yeah?
so the card didn't have to be from the 80s.
Yeah.
But the wrestler had to have wrestled in the 80s, at least. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. And then I've heard through the grapevine there might be a DQ decision to be made.
There might be. So I'll leave mine till last.
Okay. So Jamie,
we'll
it's your
find out
card
about
that
this.
you bought for Dave, yeah?
yeah, well, I'm not sure about this, so we'll see. Right.
Well,
who wants to reveal first?
go on, I'll go first. So mine is sandwiched in between two Velveteen Dream cards.
Textbook.
Thank you, Dave.
Baby.
And it is... Ooh, Kerry Von Erich, Wrestling Stars. What set is
Monty
that?
Gum.
Monty Gum, there you go.
That is a Monty Gum Kerry Von Erich.
Very nice.
very
I quite
nice.
like that card, yeah.
Yeah. So
The
they
Texas Tornado.
So they were produced in the 80s, and they were produced the Dutch, I believe, if I remember rightly, the Monty Gum stuff. But they're quite hard to get, and they're quite hard to get in good condition. And
This one is very good condition.
There's somebody in the UK selling them for very reasonable prices. So I got it for under a £5. Very happy. Well done, mate. It's I own a couple of Monty gums myself. Very good, and Iron Claw all the way. There you go.
So I think I may have picked up some Monty gums from the same person, because I wanted some more Ricky the Dragon Steamboats, and I also picked up some Monty gums for myself, and they are all also minty fresh, really crisp.
Nice.
Yeah.
They look brand new. They're incredible. So I wanted some Ricky Dragons, but I think, Chris, if there's any names you like in there,
have a
definitely
look.
pick some up, because they're a good price what they are.
Yep.
Who's
right.
up next?
I'll go next, shall I?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on
Now,
So this is from me.
this is from now. I can see the
Canada.
back. So
Canada.
sandwich with
Blockbuster
an old famous.
An old Blockbuster card.
I love it.
So there we go.
What a day.
I think Matey, he's appeared here before. He's appeared on the show. We've got Magnum TA working out on his. I don't know if it's a row or he's like having a good old stretch, but we've got
Looks like a rowing
a
machine.
thirsty Magnum TA. So there you go.
The
Honestly.
most 80s card I've ever seen in my life.
He's one of the
He's proper
sexiest
80s.
man. He's one of the sexiest
sexy
men
old
alive.
card,
So,
He turned up,
there you
didn't he? There were shots of him at AEW, weren't there?
Yes.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Walking around
In the crowd.
I say walking around, hobbling around. Bless him. But yeah, I love that card. I love NWA cards. Wonderama cards are the shit. They really are. They're really cool.
But that one's
I've also-
from Canada, Jamie, so
That ain't bad
there you
going.
go, yeah.
I mean, I do also want to try and collect a set of these. I know they're expensive, but I would love to have a set of them. So that's the first card of the set.
Well, you said that on one of the last 2 episodes that I haven't been on, and I was thinking, your Nook card is from that set. So there you go.
Ever since Lloydy went onto that break last year and like showed some of the images,
Showed us some,
I fell in love with them straight away. I was like,
Same.
oh, yeah. I found a bit
I
of
tell
a
you
love
what,
for
I'm the biggest
sort of that era as
influencer
well.
on this car on this show, man. I influence so many people down weird dark alleys of stuff. I apologise profusely.
It just just shows you the influence, Lloydy. Like, people like the mindset.
Well, you
and
know
that's
all the
like
stuff from the
weird.
80s, whereas we don't know as many
I
cards.
don't know cards. I know wrestlers from the 80s. I don't know cards. You know mine. I stumble upon these weird dark areas on Whatnot at 1 o'clock in the morning and go, oh, what are they breaking there? And then I report back. So, yeah. Honestly, the NWA stuff, though, is just... it doesn't get hardly any love in the card world, and it should. It really does.
I think especially we start going down like rabbit holes and start watching some of this stuff, and people make mention, this is 30 years ago that this happened. And you sort of think, I wonder if there's any cards of these people. When you realise, like, say, those NWA images, they are so nice. So, really, really good.
Right. Are you ready to
then.
get your DQ button out, Chris? I think this is going to rely on your pass or DQ-ness. So this is our first...
This was
Go on.
wrestled in the 80s, yeah? Wrestled in the 80s.
Well, you could argue about this as well. She didn't wrestle, but whatever. Okay, so this is a 1985 Topps Cyndi Lauper card. It's number 11 in the set. It's Cyndi Lauper and Hulk Hogan. This is our first graded card on the show.
Oh, wow.
It is a CSG Good Plus 2.5.
Get out.
It is Cyndi Lauper with Hulk Hogan. I believe that's Wendy Richter.
Oh, that is...
Wendy
yeah,
Richter.
it is. That is very 80s.
It's very 80s. The only thing...
No, go on, yeah.
Go on. So on the back, it says Cyndi Lauper. When Cyndi was 5 years old, her parents were divorced. She has a younger brother, Butch, and an older sister, Ellen. There's nothing about Hulk Hogan on it or anything like that.
So it's as bad as Mike's Magical Balls, where he's talking about footballs and
Mindless trivia.
It does mention Butch, so deep down on the back.
The reason it's a 2.5 is because if you look on it, there's creases on the card basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why they sent that?
What
in for
set
grading?
is it from? Is it from MTV or?
No, it's
actually a Cyndi Lauper set.
Oh, okay.
Top
Specifically
Cyndi
Cyndi
Lauper. And this is the problem. Is it a wrestling card?
No.
I argue no. But
I'm gonna
defend
add
your card,
something on
Jamie.
here.
Defend your card.
Yeah,
Okay.
do it.
I'm going to defend it. So I was looking online at things like this from this era, and I noticed that particular card, out of all that entire Cyndi Lauper set, has a big premium on it because it has Hulk Hogan on there. So there is definitely a demand for Hogan, and I think it's probably because it is in between that kind of not 82 tops to the 85. I think it probably predates the 85 tops WWF Hogan stuff, which is probably why it's got that premium. But I mean, the specification was wrestled in the 80s. There was nothing about it having to be a wrestling card, I'm just, and it's it's got two wrestlers
There
on
was
from the
there was no
80s.
specification of a wrestling card from the 80s,
Wrestled.
but it was wrestled in the 80s. So, but theoretically, he is on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna
it's a
let
graded
it.
card,
I'm gonna
and
let
it was under
stay,
budget.
I think. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Let it stay.
Yeah.
Good.
I think it could.
Scared now.
And also that comes from the US as well.
I personally, Chris, if I were you, as the lawmaker, I would give it some kind of penalty, because I don't know, man. I think
You're
use
borderline, Jamie.
I'll use this as the logic, right? If we did the same thing and it was like wrestling cards, someone who wrestled in the 2000s, right? The 2023, right? And you had a Sidemen card, which there are Sidemen cards, and you had KSI standing next to Seth Rollins. I would argue that is not a wrestling card. It's just Seth Rollins on a Sideman card.
I mean, technically, that's what we have here, isn't it? So,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but is Cyndi Lauper a Hall of Famer as well? Isn't she in the W Hall of Fame?
Seth Rollins is going to be in the Hall of Fame. KSI will probably be in the Hall of Fame.
Three Hall of Famers on that card there, in theory. You got Wendy, Hogan, and Cyndi, all Hall of Famers.
I would argue the fact that she was a big part of wrestling in the 80s. She's one of the reasons that WWE are WWE.
got as popular,
So-
yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
I mean, look, I would say as my final defence then, I got no votes in the last two Nooks. I mean,
Join
these
the
have me
club.
Yeah.
at least I can have one vote. At least just one would be all I need. I don't need to win the Nook. Just one vote for my card. That's all I need.
Well, if you reach out to Cindy's brother Butch and her older sister Ellen,
See if they were wrestlers.
you never know. Get him on the vote. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll let it slide this time, Jamie.
Yeah.
No, that's
I
very
don't get
kind, yeah.
why would anyone put that in for grading for 2.5?
It's crap, isn't it? It's unbelievable. So I paid $7 for that.
They paid
It's
twice
very
as
unique.
much to grade it.
You know what I mean? It's very
Unbelievable.
unique. It's very unique.
It is very unique.
I give you that.
But anyway, that's
very unique. I didn't even know that Cyndi Lauper set existed. to be
No,
honest.
same. Literally just now.
I think you can buy a whole box for about $20.
No, we
So I
don't.
mean, if you fancied a
We
port for the
don't
channel,
want to buy
Chris,
a whole box. Oh, God.
hobby box for came with trading
Is there
cards. Looking for the Hogans.
Is there Captain Lou cards in it, though?
Yeah,
They're
there's
like-
Captain Lou's, there's
Oh,
Hogan's,
no,
and all
wow.
sorts. Yeah.
I do like some Captain Lou.
Obviously, there's no reference of him on the back of the card, but he's on the front.
Even better.
There's a picture of Captain Lou Alabama, and on the back it says, Cindy likes a croissant. Sometimes
Lou.
she has it with chocolate spread and jello.
Cindy had a cat called Fluffy.
Oh, fucking hell. Amazing. Great work by Tops there. Great work.
Cool. Yeah, right. So we'll put those cards out for a vote. We'll report back on the next episode. Cool. That's pretty much it from my Nook. Over to Mr. Lloydy's liberating.
Jamie, can I have Shakademus implies tease me?
Oh, tease me,
baby. Thank you. So Jamie, play my music. There you go. I did do a Liberator of the Week. I did do last week. There's not much to say on it, really, because there were two cards that were my favourite. I'll get to them in a minute, but the category was Make Me Laugh. I had a shit week last couple of weeks. I had a shit couple of weeks, and I just need something to cheer me up. So I asked people to do. There were a lot of wacky wrestling cards that were, the Irish ones.
Was it a lot of non-wrestling cards as well?
Yeah, there was not a lot of non-wrestling cards as well. So with funny names, thank you, Sam.
Lots of dicks.
Lots of dicks in there. Yeah,
Dick Hard.
Yeah, there was a lot of NFL dicks in there. So, but there were two cards I liked. So Jamie, you came second. So your Todd Phillips 1/1 printing plate. Was it from 2018?
I think it's from Then Now Forever 2018. Yeah, looking at the base of it. Yeah.
So that was that. He just had a goofy smile on his face, and it did make me laugh.
No one made me laugh as well.
Yeah, just goofy.
There's no love for
I'd
him.
be so annoyed if I pulled.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I tell you what, he is one of the goofiest people that's ever been. Do you remember Josh Pettingill though?
Yeah.
From back in the day. Yeah, he needs a card. I'm not sure what cards of him exist, but if you did a legend set, I don't know why they've never got him.
A magazine card, maybe.
He was the big thing back in the day.
He was on everything.
The focal point. Yeah, the focal point of WWF back in the day.
Definitely.
Corey at Tron Cards needs to get in touch with Todd Pattonville.
Is it? Yeah, it's Todd or Todd.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, Todd Pettingill.
Pettingill. Yeah. So the winner, actually, for the first time ever, was Jamie. Well done, Jamie.
Thank you. I teared up. I genuinely teared up. I thought, I've done it. I've peaked. I got a little bit frightened with all these NFL cards, and I thought, I hope Lloydy sees through that they're NFL cards, and he did.
Yeah.
I'm blown away.
I always prioritise wrestling cards over anything else. So, I loved it, mate. I think it was great. So, what it was, from one of the WrestleManias with The Rock versus Stone Cold, and slap in the middle of them is Earl Hebner.
Out of focus.
Out of focus. And underneath that is an Earl Hebner autograph. It's the most ridiculous card I've ever seen in my life. I love it. Thank you to Brian Lyons, who made the assist on making that happen. So yeah, it has been purchased. It's with Brian now. It will get shipped over in a bit. But yeah, loved it. Well done, mate. I've got loads of cards to give you at some point, and I'll add it to the bundle of stuff that hopefully I'll get to see you soon. We need to go out for a drink when we can, and
in a Soulless pub.
In our Soulless pub. So yes, good times.
I did chuckle. I was like, imagine going to a convention with Earl Hebner there, and the first card you think I'm going to get signed is that one. It's so bizarre. And then the thickest silver marker in the world as well. So bizarre.
But it's funny, and
it's so funny.
Ultimately, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, it just made me chuckle. I looked back at it and I was like, oh my, I scrolled past it and went, no, that's too stupid. And then I went back to it and I was like, oh my God, this is actually amazing. So well done. Good times.
Thanks, dude. Thank you very much. I'm my first Liberator.
Yes. Only another 4 to go.
They're running out. They're running low.
Well, no, I mean that's how many you need to win to get the one.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen, is it?
You never know. You
No,
You might go on a
run.
run. Did you say you got 1 and 2 there?
You got 1 and 2.
So
Allegedly,
your
1 and 2,
ideas
yeah, 1
are,
Yeah.
I was hitting the mark.
You know how to tickle my pickle.
Inner Brian Lyons and inner Gordo coming through.
It's good times.
Lloydy, when's the next one coming? Are you going to
I don't know.
do one soon?
I think we've got 6 cards left, but I don't know when the next one will be. I'm not rushing it,
Okay.
at the minute, so we'll see.
Nice. Anything else for the hole in that case?
No, I think you can fill my hole in for this episode.
The hole is closed. Right, so we'll take a quick break now for a quick message from Scott Morse, and then we'll be back through with our purchase, razzes, breaks, misses, and all that shizzle. So see you after this. This show has been sponsored by SM Cards UK on Instagram. Thank you to Scott for supporting and sponsoring this Squared Circle Relics podcast. If you want to make a deal on wrestling cards, reach out to him directly and follow him wherever you can. Again, that is SM Cards UK. We thank Scott for supporting the Squared Circle Relics podcast. Right, so we are back, part 2 of today's show. We're now moving through to purchases of the week, razzes, breaks, misses, and all that jazz. Chris, let's start off with you.
Yes.
I'm going to see if you've got a list of bits and pieces you've been buying, because, again, we haven't spoke to you for a few weeks. So anything of note that you've picked up or seen over the last few weeks?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. I'm going to put my feet up while this happens. 1 second.
Well, I've not gone, I'm not going to tell you everything because I've bought a lot. But I'll start off. I went to, if you're part of the Facebook group, you would have seen my card show pickups video that I just put out the other day. So yeah, I went to Southampton card show last weekend with my buddy Aaron. Picked up some wrestling cards there. So I just want to say quickly, so big thanks to the guys who sold me wrestling cards, Degenerate Cards, Sasquatch Collects, that's hard to say, and his buddy who had, as his table cover, had my old Stone Cold Steve Austin bed sheets again. Ooh. Really cool. And DJ from Brighton, and the last one, Card Market UK. So check them out. They're all on Instagram and eBay and all the rest of it. So yeah, all really good guys. I'm not really going to say anything that I bought there. There was nothing like majorly wrestling. I mean, there was an even split of wrestling and football, but there was no big cards there in terms of wrestling. I went with the goal of buying like maybe a Stone Cold or a HBK, or do you know what I mean? Trying to get a cool big auto, but there was just nothing at all in terms of that. So yeah, if you do want to see what I did pick up, then join the Facebook group, and video's going to be up there indefinitely. So yeah.
Going through your pickups that you had, that Cody Rhodes that you picked up with like the red and blue sort of colour into it, what is that numbered, or is it a certain? Because I was trying to find that for myself and I couldn't find one that matched.
That is 299.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to find the same one. There's all other different colours.
It's blue.
Like,
It's a blue to 99, isn't it?
Is it blue to 99?
I don't know, because I think. I don't know, because Jamie, you sent me one today. That's blue.
199 is red.
The blue that Jamie sent me, or is that because it's a Legends card though?
Hang on a second. Go on.
It's to 149.
Okay, so show me the Cody Rhodes.
The Cody.
Okay, so that Elite is from. That's not from this year's Elite.
That's the year before, isn't it?
No, that's
this
from
is
Chronicles.
from Chronicles. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well spotted, Dave. Well spotted.
Yeah.
But it's an Elite card though, in the corner.
It's
is it?
Elite.
Elite in the corner?
It is Elite.
But it's from Chronicles. It's Chronicles Elite, basically.
That has been
really
confusing me. There you go, Jamie.
I was like, I just need to find out what it is so I can do some digging. That's really nice.
So it'll be listed under Chronicles.
Yes.
Right, cool. Cheers, Lloydy.
That's all right.
Okay.
Influencing me again.
Influence your buying again.
I will say one of my favourite things that I bought there. I've got it here. It's a full box of Premier League stickers from 1998.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, I've gone right down.
26p.
Yeah, I wish.
Jeez, bloody hell.
I want all your Steve Stauntons.
You can have my Julian Joshims.
Oh,
My David Ginolas.
Oh my God. I love it.
But yeah, I've gone down a real rabbit hole with that. But in that specific box, it's got like Frank Lampard rookies, Michael Owen, and Rio Ferdinand. So there's a few good rookies to hunt in there. And I will be putting that one on my YouTube. So look out for that. Mm-hmm. And then I'll start off with some actual pickups. 2023 Prism. So I've been down a little rabbit hole here. So I've bought a couple of the throwback autos. Do you know the ones? Dave, you know the one.
I know the one. The one you've got is a redemption as well.
The Roman Reigns one was a redemption. The Undertaker wasn't. So yeah, Roman Reigns and the Undertaker. Been after an Undertaker.
You got the Undertaker as well.
Yeah. Both really good price. The exact same price for both, which was weird. But yeah, I've been after an Undertaker auto for a long while now, so I've checked that one off my list.
That's like one of my next things on my list as well, to be honest. I need to get an Undertaker of some regard. So
and I'm like half tempted to go for the full set of these, but then I'm half tempted to just go for the Hogan, Stone Cold, Triple H and Cena, and then leave the Batista, Brock and Rousey. Just because I'm not as, do you know what I mean? I'm not big on those three as much. But I guess if you've already bought the those other ones are going to be the top guys in this subset. So if you've only got Brock, Batista and Ronda Rousey left, you might as well just buy them as well, I guess, to finish the set. But we'll see what happens with that one. They don't come up that often either, especially in just the silver. Because I don't want like all the different colours. I want just the silvers. So
wasn't Brock and Rousey both redemptions as well?
Yeah, so they've started to pop up. The Triple H was a redemption as well. That one I haven't seen pop up as much or at all. So yeah, we'll see. Sticking with Prism, I picked up a gold Disco Donuts to 10 of RVD. So I now have the gold to 10, the disco, and then the gold shimmer to 5. So kind of another little chapter. I'm just leaving it there with the golds on RVD. I'm not going for rainbows or anything. And speaking of rainbows, one that I am going for is Charlotte Flair, as pulled the 1 of 1 from Summer Tax Chrome. So I'm now just down to 5 red. So Bolo for that one. Be on the lookout. And if you see it, just let me know because I need to get it. So yeah, cool. That's it for me. I mean, I've got loads of other stuff, but they're the main things that I've been kind of working on in the last few weeks.
A nice few pickups, though.
Yeah,
you did well, mate.
Nice
how was the card show in itself? Was there a good mix of wrestling and football, or was it the same kind of mix of?
Yeah, I would say it was. I feel like there was less wrestling there this time. There wasn't. There was a guy called Court and Canvas at the first show, and he wasn't there. And there was one other guy who I forget his name, but he wasn't there either. So there was
a whatnot guy.
Definitely less wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still a really good show, though. I will say, like, it's a really nice, relaxed atmosphere. It's a nice venue. It's a nice hotel and stuff. So yeah, and nice. I had a good time.
Talking of which, it's a good segue onto my side, but ultimately, Sports Card Social have the Milton Keynes card show on
this weekend,
the 9th.
Saturday the 9th. It's the second card show. Good on Mark for sorting that out. I heard, Chris, you might be going.
So I might well be. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one because my missus has work at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
so it's like she wants to come. She wants to go shopping. She doesn't want to come to the card show.
Yeah.
So, I may well do. Yeah, it may well just be me and Ted, but we'll see.
I'm not planning on going this time round. There's a reason for it, and I'll get into that in my purchases now. because I've just blown my load. So
segueing over then.
Yeah, it's a good segue. But so I've just bought the Sting card. There you go. Like while Chris was talking, I bought the Sting card from EPAC that's come out. So
Is there
nice.
parallels or not?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think so. But it's a nice card actually. There's a good.
buy it now.
There's a better picture of Sting on the back.
I like the logo that they've got there as well.
It's very. I think it's a nice card. Anyway, so I think first one, big shout out to Chris from Card Tricks for he procured. I think he did it on a personal, but he got a Bad News Barrett from Elite, Don Russ Elite. What are they called? Turn of the Century.
Turn of the Century.
Turn of the Century. Out of 10 gold as well, auto.
Nice.
Lovely. I love that card. And he gave it to me for a very good price, actually, I think. So thank you, Chris. I know you're going to be listening to this. Thank you, Chris, so much. Card Tricks on Whatnot, guys. You need to get on this. The great bunch of people that work with the Card Tricks banner. And thank you so much, Chris, leading the way for wrestling on Whatnot. Really is. So that was the first real purchase that I had. I've done a swap deal with Brian Lyons. I'm not going to go into the specifics of it this time round. Lots of elements to the deal, to be honest, and one was just sorting out recently. So. It's a big trade. It's the biggest trade that I've done, I think. 100% the biggest trade I've done. I mean, so more specifics on that next week, because I don't think I'm going to have much other card news next week, because I just purchased a 101 today. So I picked up the MJF, the mythical MJF Unicorn 1 of 1 from Leaf. So I had my eye on it. I don't like a lot of the mythical ones, but the Unicorn one is pretty cool. I did like the Yeti one as well, to be honest, but the Unicorn one, and it just seems very fitting with MJF. It's not an autograph, it is the base version. But yeah, I was very happy to get that over the line. Shout out to Kathy. She's always on Breaker Mayfield's. Yeah, so Kathy Lynn. Yeah, so I just found it and she was selling it, and I bartered it down quite a lot of money actually to get it over the line today. So very happy with that. My first proper MJF card, really, outside of match dated moment cards and stuff. Nice. So if you're going to do it with a 1 of 1. There you go. So
going hard.
Yeah, I think this will be my last MJF card, but I'm glad that I got. I wanted a 1 of 1 from the set as well, to be honest. So I have, as part of the Brian deal, I can say as well, I do have a Rock base card out of 8 as well in part of that deal. So getting a couple of Leaf cards this week.
It's a leafy one.
It's a leafy week. Other than that, lots of fucking Pokemon. I'm drowning in Pokemon. Pulled the second. Can you believe I pulled that second Mew card? That's fucking insane.
Done well.
Like what? Game in Milton Keynes just full of rare Mew cards. So there you go. Can't believe it. Absolute shocker. And Jamie, did you send us some cards?
I may have done.
Because I did get a consignment in today, and I'm not 100% sure if it was from you or not.
I did send a little consignment of cards.
Was there a Hank Blue in it?
There was a Hank Blue in it, yes.
Then this is from you, so thank you very much. I did need that Bron Breakker card, actually, so thank you so much. The NXT
right. It's only
card.
a little few bits and bobs.
I didn't own that.
Did you see what he sent me, Dave?
I did not see it.
I'll get it.
Okay. But he sent me back with Quincy Elliott as well.
They are.
Did I send that to you?
Around.
I can't remember.
No, Tommy sent it to me.
Oh, I sent it to Tommy. Oh. Is it graded?
It's been graded. So
Who
it's
graded it?
the
Is it
squared
fake grading?
squared circle
No
relics.
way. It's a squared circle relics. Graded
PSA. PSA 10.
It's our Filth PC grading company.
No way.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
QR code on the back with his entrance music. So yeah.
Mate, how did you? What?
It was
Jamie,
hard work.
How did you get it?
I think
Because I know that you bought
I think
loads,
PSA
didn't you?
might take us to court with the branding of that.
They don't know about it.
It's okay, I'll tweet them.
I mean, it was. I've obviously got a few of them. The hardest thing is trying to figure out how to seal it.
That's
but then
what
I had a
wanted
bit
to
of
ask. Yeah, that's
it
what
was tough. So I've had to glue it, but I think it must have reacted a little bit because I've had to clean it a few times and it kept getting foggy. So I don't know how it looks. I'm foggy, but it does keep
foggy on
up.
the sides. But I don't look at the sides. It's fine.
That's all good. So yeah, you got
someone
it.
else anyway. So
It's all good. It looks.
You've
nice,
encapsulated a nonce card.
well, it does say one of one nonce inscription. So.
So there you are. Lloydy, you should also have some Pokemon-y type cards a little while ago that me and Matt Dawkins put together for you. And you haven't mentioned it, so they should have come through. Otherwise, someone else has got them somewhere.
I can't remember. Which ones were they?
So me and Matt Dawkins put together 3 Velvechew cards. Across between Velveteen Dream and Pikachu.
The fuck?
There's another story for that, but yeah, they should already be with you if you haven't got them.
I can't remember that.
I feel like you would remember that.
Yeah,
I would thought you would have remembered them.
I haven't seen that yet.
So you said about PSA obviously not being particularly happy. I done some Velveteen Dream cross Pikachu AI generated images as Pokemon
I
cards.
definitely haven't got that.
So, but I actually tried to get them printed through our normal printing company, and they said no, they're too much like the copyright, and they didn't do it for us.
No, really.
But me and Matt were going to get them physically printed as proper cards for you, Lloydy. But
okay,
we just had to send the images. So look
okay,
out for them.
I haven't had that yet.
But they can go in the
forward
packs now as well.
Oh, for God's sakes, this is amazing.
Oh, dear.
That's made my week. Jesus. MJF 101 not made my week. That has made my week. Well done. Honestly, I think I almost had an embolism. A nonce embolism. Amazing. Thank you. Go on, Jamie. What did you get?
Yeah.
I mean, a bit of a leafy week for me as well, really. So, I have officially started the road to picking up the base sets of Leaf Heroes of Wrestling autos.
Really?
Went through, cleared up ComC of all their stuff that was below $5. So I bought 10 cards, ultimately, like various people. Ron Simmons was less than $3. Lance Archer was less than $3. Billy Gunn, Homicide was on there. Loads of people.
Yeah.
So I've started chopping down that quite quickly, really. So I am going to do that as a bit of a slow burn, I think, for the rest of the year. Just pick them up as I see them, really. So that's all on my own purchases, really. I went through those on ComC, and most of my other stuff has just been in Razzies, really. I've done a few spots in the Revolution break on card breaks and card tricks on Sunday, on the Whatnots. So I actually done that, which is quite a nice. I had the Paul White, the Dapper Yapper, Justin Roberts, and I can't remember who the third person was, but I got that spot and ended up pulling the Paul White Auto Relic. So from Spectrum, so that was quite a nice hit from that, which is quite good. But yeah, just generally doing a few breaks here and there, really, just sort of having a bit of a dabble here and there. But other than that, I've not really bought anything else. I've been spending most of my time slabbing that Velveteen Dream card.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's it. Pretty quiet for me, really.
Cool.
So yeah, cool.
Well done, boys.
We'll move on to our top 5, which again is going to be very leafy. So the top 5 this time round, we are doing our top 5 leaf products. Now
ever.
we've just
Ever. Not within the last year.
just
ever. Yeah.
I mean, Leaf have done some pretty cool stuff over the last few years.
Yep.
I mean, they've done some Jods as well, but they've done some cool releases. So we're going to try and megafy the Leaf products. 'Cause we've never really done anything like this. We've kind of done Panini and we've done other companies, but never Leaf. So should have some interesting stuff here. So I'll go through mine first of all.
I'm going to get very argumentative on this one as well.
We're going to have a lot of
you now.
interesting topics here, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, we're all friendly now. Let's see what we are in.
Oh no, this is going to descend, I think.
So I'll start us off then. So number 5, I've started us off with Leaf Originals Wrestling 2014. So these are kind of the smaller, squarer cards. So they're smaller than a normal trading card size. They look a little bit like an 8x10, but they've got the nice artwork. Now I'll put this at number 5 instead of being a little bit higher, and I'll explain through why I put the other one higher later. But good auto list for these. They're on card autos, nice legends. And there is some kind of alternate artwork for this. So I'll put this at number 5. I'll put this on the list because I'm trying to do the rainbow for Jeff Hardy for this, and they're all the bookend number 1s of them. So I'm trying to work through those, and it's got a space on the list for that purpose, really. So that's my number 5. Number 4, I've gone for the Leaf Signature Series Wrestling 2016. These are full-size cards. Again, pretty good checklist, lots of legends. My favourite card from this, I like the Jushin Liger. It's kind of like the first Jushin Liger autos that I'd ever seen, obviously outside of like Japanese sets and that, really. So it was quite a cool card to pick up. So yeah, 2016 at number 4. Number 3, I'll put the latest release on there, Leaf Metal Legends Wrestling. I've got nothing against this as such, but I think there's better sets, which you'll find out shortly why. So I'll put that at number 3. I'm sure we'll talk about the Leaf Metal Legends set a bit more as we go through. At number 2, I've gone for Leaf Originals 2012. So this was the original small card set that the 2014 was based on. The legends in this set, like at the time, there were so many legends within this set weren't signing anywhere else. So you had the likes of Paul Orndorff, Jim Neidhart is in the set. We've got sort of people like Bob Buckland, Tatanka, all these guys that weren't signing with Topps or anything like that. So really, really cool legends list, and even some of these sort of newer guys in there and stuff, like some really cool names. So I'm marking that higher than 2014 because by 2014, other companies were doing autos of these guys. So I thought, well, actually, that's why it's a little bit lower. So that's my number 2. And at number 1, I just mentioned it in my purchases, I am going to put Heroes of Wrestling 2023 at number 1 because for me, the price point was really good. I know we weren't all getting massive things in it, but for a £20 blaster, $20 blaster, I wasn't really complaining. Within the set, we had some very first-time autograph signers. So we had the likes of Fakingo in there as his first ever auto. Jay White was his first certified auto. We had people like Anita, who is his like first card in America that was autographed outside of Japan. We had a bit like Sasha Banks appearing out of there, who really, was just fresh out of WWE and is signing Sasha Banks. So there's some really notable names in the set, and there's still quite a few first-time signers within the set as well. So I thought, well, that's going to be my number 1, really. More really just the interest of what's in there, really. So yeah, that's my number 1.
Nice. Is it me next? It is.
I think so, Chris.
Cool, yeah. So I'm starting off number 5, Leaf Wrestling 2012. So Jamie's obviously just spoken about it. I thought the drawings, obviously it's, drawings for the most part on Leaf cards. I just thought the drawings looked a little bit more basic. I don't know. They just looked a little bit different. And
more Allen and Gintery.
Yeah, I feel like they've got a certain charm to them. Do you know what I mean? They just look like they're not trying to be perfect, if that makes sense. I just think they've got some sort of charm to them. But like Jamie said, they had people in there that you didn't see signing. Tatanka, for me, was like a big one. I think that's a cool image on there as well. And I really like the Bret Hart in this set, if you've seen that. So that is number 5. Number 4, I've gone for, it's called Executive Collection 1 of 1s. It's from 2017. Have you guys seen this one?
I own one.
You own one? Oh, yeah, you own
Suzuki, don't you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I really like this. So it's a bit swings and roundabouts because there's some really some people have made the most of the space available because it's like a blank white, cut auto. So some of them are really great. So there's one that I really liked is La Parker. His auto is super cool. But then there's other ones like Arn Anderson, where he's written Arn Anderson in like the tiniest little writing. It's
Any little Arn font.
terrible.
Liger is amazing in that as well.
I've been watching the Liger for a long time. That's a big card I would love to grab.
Yeah. And yeah, these go for decent money. Some of them anyway. But yeah, there's still some cool ones in there for sure.
So I think they're called American Icon, and they basically, I think, bought them all off Leaf, or they were the suppliers from Leaf, and they all get sold basically via eBay. So cool.
Very nice. I would like one of those. Number 3, again, Jamie's mentioned it, is Leaf 2014. Just thought I had a really great checklist on this one, and I like
massive as well.
Massive checklist, and I like the smaller cards, like the autos are smaller and everything. I will say Sam at Icon Kayfabe Cards, he's got a 1-of-1 Dynamite Kid printing plate available at the moment. Really good price on that.
Yellow, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
He always gets the yellow ones. He doesn't try to. He just ends up with them. Which is your favourite colour, Chris? So
my favourite colour,
yeah.
But yeah, some of the guys on the checklist, you got like Bobby Heenan, Dennis Rodman, Ric Flair, where he's got the £10 of gold in the picture as well. That's a really nice photo or drawing. I've got the Sunny from it, which obviously she's a scumbag, but still a cool card. Number 2, I've gone for the latest release, the 2024 Legends of Wrestling. You just can't argue with it, in my opinion. I think, well, you can because I've not put it at number 1.
We're going to.
The gold vinyl autos are amazing. We've kind of spoken about it already. There's a few bits that pull it back for me, which is the mythical guys and everything. But as Dave said, I really like the one that he's bought with the unicorn. There's the Ric Flair unicorn, looks amazing because his outfit kind of like just goes with it. And I do like, as Jamie said earlier, I like the PWI kind of cards. Even like some of the little quotes that they've got on the Stone Cold one says, Stone Cold opens a can of whoop ass. I just think it's just cool little things like that. So yeah, number 2 for me. And just before I move off from that, I don't know, Jamie, if you remember last week, I kind of just mentioned about it in the group chat. I was getting FOMO. I was
really?
I was on the really on the, if I'd have found one that day at a decent price, I would have pre-ordered it. I'm glad I didn't, but because I didn't find it at a good price.
Indeed, you did.
But if it had still been at that original price point, I would have pre-ordered it. So I might have dodged a bullet there because I'd have been super upset that those gold vinyl 1-of-1s were pulled straight away. And then number 1, I've gone for Leaf Ultimate Wrestling 2020. I like the overall design of it. It was just a little bit different to the previous years. And it had those clearly dominant autos that I think, Dave, you've got the Jericho, right?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. They're just, they are beautiful cards.
I think Matt's got one as well.
I think he has.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Chris Jericho, Hogan, Flair, Goldberg, Brett, Foley, and Jesse Ventura. I that's on my list of things that I would like to get. But I think if that set didn't have that card design in, then it might not be number 1. But yeah, I like acetate cards. So yeah, there you go, number 1.
I think with that 2020 set as well, like it was out before AEW had their first cards out as well. So you get like guys like Adam Page in the AEW look with their autos pre anything AEW, and that's quite cool as well to know that you can get these guys, you know, like even the Young Bucks when they are actually the Young Bucks and stuff, you know, not whatever they were in TNA, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
Okay, so I'll go through mine. I can do mine quite quickly because obviously we're covering ground here, right? But 2014, I struggled with 4 and 5, but 2014 Leaf Originals Wrestling, like 2012, 2014, very similar. I just thought 2014 had a better checklist. So, with regarding designs and stuff like that, they're just very similar, right? So, I put 2018 Leaf Legends of Wrestling. I did like the fact that with the Japanese guys in there, that they put the autos the right way up. You know what I mean? They put them vertically instead of horizontally. It's not my favorite set, but I just thought I'd throw that in there because it's quite unique that they did that and appreciated. 2016 Leaf Signature Series Wrestling. I think this is probably known as probably the most famous wrestling set that they've done up until this point. It's a tough one, that against Ultimate, but 2016, there's so many cards that everyone knows. If you were to show half the set, I think half the people would know half the cards, basically.
Yeah, and the design and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. I have a Young Bucks from 2016, right? So, I think they're very easy to get as well from like ComC and stuff like that. I think they're quite reasonable prices. I think it will probably go known as a top 3 set of Leaf for a very long time, to be honest, for wrestling wise, just because it's so known. Number 2 was Ultimate Wrestling from 2020. Agree with everything Chris said. Acetate cards. I think they did Brett a bit dirty on that card, but the Hogan is really good. To be honest, I love the Hogan on it. I think the acetates, I think they go for a lot of money, but I just don't think they get as much attention as love as they should do, even though they go for such big money. It's really weird. I don't think they get the respect, really. And I think they should. I think it was a very unique thing that they did. I think it did get a bit lost in the wash with the boom of 2020 onwards, to be honest.
100%,
So it's a difficult one because I love that set. I love 2016. I love 2020. I've had to put 2024 Metal as number 1. The influence that it's had on the hobby, the fact that every one of one card is going for great money, like the financials is just one thing of it. I do think a lot of the cards are actually well designed, even though it's a lot of photography we've seen in the past, especially with Rick and Hogan. But it's just like the added elements that they've put in, the inscriptions, the like adding a chase card of Shaquille O'Neal and Cargill in there. That was just insane, to be honest. I love that. I think the one thing that draws it back is there's so many one-on-ones, right? But I think that might become a chase of people in the future, like trying to collect all the one-of-ones of one you know what I mean? Like, I can just see it.
People will. Yeah. People
will. Mad people will, and I think it's great. I just think obviously you're very limited with the people who are on there. A lot of them might not be your flavour. John Cena, fuck him, but not the end of the show, but fuck him. But it's a tough one if you don't like anyone on that checklist and don't want to collect anyone on that checklist. But look, they bought The Rock back to trading cards. I don't think that can be conceded as one of the monumental things of this decade, to be honest. At the minute, Panini couldn't do it, but Leaf
I'd say,
could.
especially as it's Leaf, yeah,
Amazing.
Adds to it a little.
Yeah,
that is the only reason I marked it down slightly, is that it's not The Rock. And in hindsight, had we waited 3 months, like The Rock now owns his own trademarks as The Rock and all these things, we could have actually we still may have Rock signed autos if he continues with Leaf. But I imagine, had that been the case, we had actual Rock autos, it would have been at the top of my list regardless. I just feel like there's just that little bit of a loss with it being Dwayne Johnson, but it's nothing major. There's nothing really between my top 3.
It's like having Hulk Hogan on a Cyndi Lauper card. I'm okay with it. I let it pass, mate. No, the thing is, it's not ideal, obviously, but ultimately, it's the best we're going to get.
Of course,
and it's the best. It's the best we've gotten in. What last time he signed was Scorpion King, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
20 years. It's the first signed card we've had in 20 years. I'm okay with it. Everyone else is okay with it, with the amount of money people are spending on it. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm hopeful that we will get The Rock, but for Leaf to do this, we're talking Leaf. We're not talking about any of the big boys, really. This product has had so many eyes on it. It's going to go down as probably one of the most surprising things we've ever had in the hobby. Maybe not the best, but the most surprising thing we've had in the hobby. And for that to have that reputation, I just think it's gonna. I just think it's going to be known as the best set they've ever done for wrestling cards.
We've never ever had anything as well with such, not a small checklist, but a small roster of people in a set that's been released. Like, this is such a bespoke thing as well, isn't it? You know, I
thought it was brave.
Yeah,
honestly, I really think that they had an idea. They had this element of an idea, and they thought, "Fuck it, we'll run with it." And I think it's been a success. I really do. I think I still think the price point is far too high for me personally, and and a lot of other people. But on the resale, you can buy the cut instead of you can go out and find. I mean, I went out today, and I knew what I kind of wanted to go and get, and I got it for a reasonable price, so an obtainable price. And I think there's a lot of cards from the set that will be the 101s, especially. You'll be able to get. You just have to be patient and identify what you're actually looking for. I think you'll get that Shaq Cargill card, Jamie. I just think it's going to take some time.
Exactly. I'm in right. I'll keep an eye on it and just see where it goes, really,
But it's very early to tell. But I still think that set, it's got so many eyes on it. People are going to remember that for years. People won't remember 2016 Leaf Signature Series, but they're sure as hell going to remember Metal Legends.
Mm-hmm. And that does show it, because you go through those Leaf cards now, some of those names on those early Leaf sets, they go for nothing. There's so many different people that don't even sign or have passed on, and they're just, the prices are just so low. But it will be definitely, this will be one that sticks.
I think Leaf knew that.
Time. Yeah, I think as well, like we were saying about the short, obviously the only 6 or 7 people on it. Yeah. I think for the price point that they were charging, you couldn't make it any bigger. You couldn't put that normal fodder that 2023 had in it, otherwise you would have had uproar. Do you know what I mean? So they did the right thing by the collectors and probably themselves with that decision. So
and that's one of the big reasons that it's top of my list.
They've actually given
it wasn't a shower of shit, basically. like we thought potentially it could have been. And you don't get that with a lot of card releases, set releases.
No, that's it. And it's always something that puts me off. Do you know what I mean? Pulling a Santos Escobar or something.
Yeah. Pulling a Santos.
No offense.
Pulling a Santos.
Pulling a Santos. That's our new catchphrase. Pulling a Santos. Yeah, come on, let's Mega 5 this sucker.
Let's Mega 5 then. Right, let's Mega 5 this then. So, are we going to be friends at the end of this? Are we going to have an argument around this?
I mean,
what we doing?
There's an obvious elephant in the room, and that's Heroes of Wrestling
2023.
Sorry, Jamie.
Well, I'm the only one who had it on the list.
Well, yeah, I mean, do you want me to tell you what I believe that's wrong with that? Not the fact that it's on your list as number one, but what's wrong with the set, the product. And there's quite some glaring ones. The fact of the matter is that the base set was horrible, and it's just the images on it were horrible. And if you bought multiple boxes, unless you were collecting the rainbow that they had, you were getting a lot of crappy base cards.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
The autographs, the colours of them, I actually did like, even the blues. I didn't mind them. But the thing is, and the reason that this is nowhere near my top 5, and it's purely down to the fact of those cards are not numbered. So no matter what you got, we all know that the purples were the rarest. But nobody gets that, and nobody understands that.
Yeah,
nobody cares. If you go on ComC, you can probably get a purple and a base card for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And
because nobody knows.
And sometimes it can even be the purples are cheaper.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's, really frustrating.
It killed the set for me because ultimately, like, no matter what you had, it didn't matter. But we didn't know that then. Back then we were like, oh yeah, we got yellow, we got red, yeah. But now, like a year later, we're like, well, that didn't fucking mean anything.
And that market has changed so much. Like you said, you can pick up any of them for the same price. They've all got equal value as a result of that.
We normally don't do stuff on monetary value, but we normally don't do products. But monetary value has to be part of this because we are doing products. And the life has been sucked out of most of these cards with how much they actually cost. It's great for the collector, Jamie. You can pick a lot up really cheap, and that's great. But
they ain't
an investment. You know what I mean?
No,
really. So, and the other thing is as well, the big cards in there, like the base set cards, the autograph versions of those base set cards. Apart from Bret Hart, I hardly saw any pulled at all.
I've still not seen many even on the secondary market, really.
Yeah, same.
I thought that was shocking. I really did because, they were the Hogan, the Flairs, the Kanes, the Cenas, the Sashas, the Codys, and hardly any got pulled out of these cases.
Well, you think back to our case. Do you know what I mean? We had a case and how many good autos did we pull? I think it was Brett, wasn't it? Yeah. Was there anyone else?
I had a Kota, but even then, that isn't the massive. That was like the middle of the range ones. We had no big hitters in our case, really.
There was no real like outstanding ones that I can remember other than that, to be honest. So, it is what it is. I struggle with it being. Personally, I struggle with it being on my top 5. Everyone's different, Jamie, but I just normally we're like 1, 2, 3 on our ones. I just can't see it being in the 1, 2, 3 category personally.
So, looking at the list we've got there, we've got Lloydy's top 5 there. I would like to move out the 2018 and put in the 2012, and I would be happy with that as the Mega 5.
Well, I think there is a case for Ultimate Wrestling to be number 1. Because we can say that Metal Legends is still 2BD. Because we don't know, right? But I love Ultimate Wrestling. I think that's great. I really do. I think it's the best set that they've done. Personally. But
if we go with that as number one, then we have got. I had Leaf at 3, Leaf-able at 3. Sorry, Chris had it at 2, and you had it at 1. So it does sit at number 2, bang in the middle of all of ours.
I was surprised you didn't have 2020 as your number 1, Dave, just because I had it at number 1 because of your card. Do you know what I mean? Because of a card that's in your PC that I've seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To be honest, I love the Ultimate, the dual cards as well. I think that's the best dual cards they've done that are in the Ultimate as well. The better than the metal ones, to be honest. It's a tough one because I think where we all got Signature. Chris, you didn't have Signature Series 2016, which I find a bit strange.
No. I don't know why. To be honest, just didn't make it.
The only downside with the Signature Series 2016 for me is that they're sticker autos, which I kind of lose a little bit more with those, but it's not a massive issue for me, you know.
So, I think 2012 and 2014 should go together. Because they're very similar sets, right?
Yeah, I think the main difference is 2012 you got a lot more older legends on there, and then 2014 you seem to get a lot more Attitude Era guys, so like your Gangrel, Val Vinces all start appearing 2 years later, but nothing major.
But it's
so
like part 1, part 2, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. It's like an eras thing, yeah.
So if we put 2012 and 2000... I would like number 5 to be the 2017 Executive Collection Masterpiece.
Okay. I mean, I love the Liger. You've got the Suzuki. Chris loves the big autos as well. Especially Iron Anderson.
I fucking forgot about it. I own a one of it. I forgot about it, man. I think there's problems with that as well. The fact that it's literally cut off a piece of paper.
A white piece of paper, yeah.
Off a white piece of paper in a card.
Mm-hmm.
I've got problems with it, but I think that the uniqueness of it, nobody else has really done it, to be honest. And I do think there's a 2017 and 2018 set, isn't there? I think they did 2 sets.
Yeah. They've done it a few times now, yeah.
But I think that those 2 sets go in at number 5. I think 2012 and 2014 Origins is number 4.
Yeah. Because we've mentioned you got Dynamite Kid in that set and stuff, haven't we? Like, there's some massive names. So, okay, yeah.
I think 2016 Signatures is 3.
I'm looking at it now, and it's kind of similar to what you said. I think I just kind of bypassed it a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks quite Carnival-esque. Do you know what I mean? Like the fonts and...
The curly writing and stuff.
Curly writing. And,
yeah.
Oh,
no, I
like it. Yeah, it's cool.
I don't think it... I think it's the most known, but I don't think it's their best set. If that makes sense.
No, roster-wise and stuff.
Roster-wise.
I've got the blue Liger from that set, and like the blue ink and the blue background really does pop. It does look nice.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a Ric Flair with that blue ink and blue background. Very cool. Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
I think we're going to do something here. I think we're going to put Jamie to not be too harsh on it, because it did have some. So put Heroes of Wrestling in 2, and then joint put Ultimate and Metal at 1. Because I can't decide.
So we've got Mega 6 technically. Mega 8.
We're having the first time ever have a joint number 1. I don't think we've done that before, have we?
I mean, I don't think we've had a joint number 4 either. I don't think either.
We have had like joint, like
we've had joint stuff. We've had Alexa Blisses and stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
But I can't say that Metal is better than Ultimate and vice versa right now.
Okay, so we'll lock that in then. So if I lock in Leaf 2017 at number 5, the
It's
executive
fucking
collection.
pointless you locking it in, you're not writing it down.
I've
Where you
typed
locking
it up. It is here. It is definitely there. And I'm going to put on mention for number 5 for the 2018 set as well. Number 4, 2014, 2012 Leaf Originals miniature cards. Again, a joint number 4. Number 3, we're going for the 2016 Leaf Signature Series Wrestling.
That's definitely a number 3. That's definitely a number 3.
Definitely number 3. That's not moving.
That's not moving.
Number 2, I've got the sympathy vote for Heroes of Wrestling 2023. And then number 1, we're going for 2020 Leaf Ultimate Wrestling and Leaf Metal Legends Wrestling, correctly typed out by me, 2024. Shall I put a poll up on our Facebook group and see what people in the group reckon as well, just to see what people think?
Decide.
I do think, like, well, which is better, Ultimate versus Legends?
You know what people are going to go for, but let's just do the poll nonetheless. But we'll keep it as joint for our benefit, but just see what people think.
It's so tough.
It's tough.
Because I think a lot of it is where one set is poor, the other set is really good.
Yeah.
And I think that's all the way through Leaf, to be honest. I think they learn. I think they're one of the companies that learn from the mistakes. Apart from when you put Putin in the cards, maybe. But I think they do actually learn, and they do bring something completely different to the table as well.
Yeah.
And we've got a new CEO now as well.
Yeah. Like, who would have thought, right, we would be talking about Dwayne Johnson, not Dwayne Dibbler, but Dwayne Johnson in a wrestling card in Leaf. It's just... It baffles me. It really
definitely a company going in the right direction, or seemingly going in the right direction.
Yeah, moving things forward.
The thing is, though, like, what the fuck do they do next? Like, you ain't going to top that. Well, they're going to go back doing fucking Rikishi ones and, like, Scotty Too High and stuff like that. People are going to go, oh, this is a bit of an anticlimax now.
I don't think they can, though, because that's now so ingrained in WWE product, these names.
Yeah.
Like, all that exclusivity of these names aren't there anymore. And even if they had, like, you've got guys like Tron Cards doing all the ECW guides and good quality cards for a good price. So people, I don't see why they would, you know?
What do they do next? I mean, don't get me wrong, they will, because they're very inventive people, but
yeah,
it always feels like they're like cutting themselves into a corner, basically.
I think the only way they can do something different is if, I feel like your AEW guys, they're now in AEW, they're not going to really get in Leaf. You just need maybe more New Japan guys, but how much mainstream coverage is that? Like, people aren't going to pay for it in the US, are they? You know, it's going to be diehards, really.
Or you have a similar-ish checklist to the one that they've just done, but you add cut autos, or do you know what I mean? Something that's really, like, even
obscure,
bigger,
relics, shoe
like
relics.
Andre the Giant,
or, you know, yeah,
they might actually do the Rock's arm pad relic.
That'd be cool.
I would not put that beyond Leaf, to be honest.
You don't get relics in Leaf. That'd be quite a cool, like, unique. You know, we get them in like Pop Century stuff, don't we? But not as a wrestling set for Leaf.
Well, that's the thing. Like, anything's possible with them now. They've kind of reinvented their own wheel, as it were. Good on them. I can only but applaud them for what they've done, even though we spent last year really cussing them out. But
it's a new year.
They deserved it. They deserved it. But honestly, like, I'm baffled by this set. I'm in awe of a lot of it as well. Yeah. Good on them.
Leaf on the up. So fine, we'll lock that in then. I'll put a poll up in the Facebook group later in the week and we'll see what the group wants. So any other honourable mentions for Leaf, or should we do our final statements?
Let's go, bud.
Yeah, final statements.
Fine, final statements. Right, we're done. So just really quickly, Lloydy, I'm not going to do anything sharp based for you this week.
It's amazing. What are we on?
You got about 7 minutes.
We're 157, but I will say to you, we actually overran our quota on our pod hosting, and they penalised me by $13 for going over our quota for uploading. So that will teach me for trying to be funny and extended the show.
No way.
Yeah, they penalised me $3 a minute for every minute we went over. So,
why? Because of not that show specifically though, was it?
No. So we get 6 hours a month, so it's like 3 2-hour episodes and a bit, you know.
Yeah.
And they give you like 10% leeway, but we'd gone over it. I was like, oh no. So that'll teach me for trying to be clever. So finishing off then, episode 46 next time round. Chris, we're going to hand over notes and stuff to you. So, top 5 next time round. What do you want to do for top 5?
Oh, it's got to be Sting.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just retired. He's had cards for so long. NWA, WCW, WWE, TNA, and AEW, plus any that I haven't thought of. And Leaf, there you go. So yeah, Sting, top 5 Sting. Cool.
This is going to be good. There's going to be some right odd ones, can't be, I'm sure.
Top 5 Steve. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I already know like 3 out of the top 5 already. Even thinking about it now, like
boom.
Yeah,
there's
honestly,
one that certainly comes to mind straight away.
Yeah, no.
Hall of Famer. No,
honestly, like I think he's I think he's had such a great career, and it feels weird that he's retired. To be honest, he's always been there, hasn't he?
Yeah,
one form or another. But all right, cool, man.
Nice. And episode 46, big topic. So, Chris, I don't think if we've got a specific big topic in mind.
We don't do big topics anymore.
No. So we've got nothing
Jamie, you've gone back about 10 episodes.
Well, we only do it when we do a review, don't we? We do a big topic instead of top 5. So
sometimes.
But we are going to go in.
Yeah, we're going to have stuff to talk about for sure.
Exactly. We're going to be doing the sort of a future SCR sort of topic. So we'll do that next time round. So yeah. Plugs and buys. Chris, you can do your plugs and all that sort of shizzle.
Yeah, so catch me on YouTube, Cambridge Trading Cards, as always. Latest videos on there. Opened an Elite Blaster. I'm not sure on them, not sold on them, but maybe you've opened one and it's been better than mine. But what's up, man?
What's the parallels? They're green and pink.
Green and pink, and it looks like 1 numbered card per box.
It's better than some blasters.
Better than, that is true. Sometimes you don't get any. So yeah, that one's up there. My Adrenaline box, the shower of shit that is Adrenaline XL. The video's doing amazingly. The video's on like 2,500 views or whatever. But
no way, that's well good.
It always happens with these UK, Europe exclusives, just because people want to see it.
People want to see it.
That's it.
Yeah, people love it.
And of course some Slam Attacks Chrome. Got another Chrome video coming up this week. And as I said, I'm going to be opening some Premier League stickers, looking for those rookies. And I don't know if I said it earlier, I usually lose followers when I post anything that isn't wrestling, but fuck that. I don't care. I'm just going to put it out.
Do what you love.
That's it. I want to open the stickers. So.
It's your channel, mate. You do what you want.
It. And speaking of subscribers, I just hit Cambridge Trading Cards 469. So, dirty. During the show, actually, it's gone up 2. So I'm now at 471. So maybe I'll get another 469 again. if I lose a few. But yeah, that's about it from me.
Nice. Lloydy.
D_Lloydy. No, D_Lloydy boy on Insta. Nobody loves me.
Don't message him.
Don't message me.
Never message him.
And SCR, it's at SCR Pod on the Twitters. Being a good boy on there this week. Been a good boy on there this week. Not getting into trouble anymore. If you know, you know.
Watching the hobby from afar.
Yeah.
Bye, Twitter.
It's all good. Go on then, Jamie. Take us out.
Yeah, so usual stuff then. Yeah, Facebook group. Come find us in there. usual sort of shenanigans going on there. Wrestling Car Wednesday, buy, sell, trade nights. We are still doing those on Fridays. So we've got that coming up. If you want to find us on Instagram, mentioned it earlier, it's Square Circle Relics Pod on Instagram. Again, daily posts come up there. So if you want a bit of content, do check that out. And yeah, if you want to find me on Twitter, I'm still over there at Jamie Stocker, using it less and less. I won't leave because I'll just go back. So I'll just sit there dormant. And that's about it, really. So, yeah, catch us in a couple of weeks. I will say just really quickly, we are doing our Hall of Fame show in a few weeks' time. So
it's finally written. I wrote it on the weekend. I'm so happy.
We've got our topics. We know what we're looking at. We're getting our nominations ready. So that'll be running around WrestleMania as we did last year. So we've got a special guest joining us for that as well, penciled in. So yeah, look out for that. But yeah, we'll be here, episode 46 next time round with a normal episode. So yeah,
and I can say,
boys,
there's going to be 11 inclusions into our Hall of Fame.
Nice.
11. 3 we've already announced.
Yeah, we've announced a few.
Yeah.
But
yeah, through the year.
Worthy inclusions.
So, yeah, cool. All right then, boys. Well, that's us done. I'll see you a couple of weeks. See you later.
Bye. And fuck John Cena and EastEnders.